This is the port of Beirut in Lebanon, pictured from space on July 31st, 2020. A calm, orderly hub of commerce vital to a nation. But in just 4 days, this picture will be violently erased. Something is about to happen here that will give birth to the largest non-nuclear explosion in modern history, leaving a wound on the city that may never truly heal.
Hello and welcome. If you're new here, welcome to Amazing 5.
Our story begins on August 4th, 2020. At 5:45 p.m., in a warehouse known as Hangar 12, the air is thick with the sparks of welders repairing a broken wall. They are unaware they are lighting a fuse to a catastrophe years in the making. The sparks find flammable material and a fire begins to smolder. By 5:55 p.m., a team of 9 firefighters and 1 paramedic are dispatched to the scene. As they arrive, the fire is immense, roaring with what they describe over the radio as a crazy sound. Something is deeply wrong. The fire is not just burning, it's feeding on something, growing with an unnatural intensity, emitting strange whistling and popping sounds. Inside Hangar 12, alongside other hazardous chemicals, are 15 tons of fireworks, which now begin to ignite, shooting brilliant, terrifying flashes into the thick smoke. At 6:07 p.m., the first explosion tears through the hangar. It's a powerful blast, equivalent to 1,500 kilograms of TNT, sending a column of fire and smoke into the sky. Onlookers, filming from their balconies, are mesmerized by the chaotic spectacle of fireworks exploding within the inferno. For 30 agonizing seconds, they watch, not knowing they are witnessing the prelude to Armageddon. Then, the world rips apart. The second explosion is a cataclysm. A monstrous fireball consumes the port, followed by a supersonic shockwave that creates a vast, eerie white dome of water vapor as it expands across the city. This wave, moving faster than sound, obliterates everything in its path. It is followed by a terrifying reddish-brown cloud, the toxic signature of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate. The force is unimaginable. It registered as a 3.3 magnitude earthquake. Windows shatter 8 kilometers away at the airport, and the tremor is felt over 200 kilometers away in Cyprus. It was later discovered the blast was so powerful it temporarily disturbed the Earth's ionosphere. By some estimates, the explosion unleashed the force of 1.5 million kilograms of TNT, 1,000 times stronger than the first blast, and roughly 10% of the power of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. In an instant, the port is gone, replaced by a 135-meter-wide crater that immediately fills with seawater. The city is a war zone. The blast kills 218 people, injures over 7,000, and leaves 300,000 people homeless. Entire buildings have collapsed, streets are choked with rubble, and overturned cars litter the landscape. Hospitals, already strained by an economic crisis and a pandemic, are themselves damaged or destroyed, forcing doctors to treat the wounded on sidewalks under the light of mobile phones. How could this happen? The answer lies in a story of staggering negligence. In 2013, a Russian-owned ship, the MV Rosus, was forced to dock in Beirut due to technical issues. Its cargo, 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, was impounded and moved into Hangar 12 in 2014. For 6 years, this ticking time bomb sat in a poorly secured warehouse, surrounded by a densely populated city. Port officials knew the danger. They sent numerous letters and emails to government officials, warning of the risk and pleading for the material to be removed. One letter even suggested selling it to the Lebanese army, but every warning was met with silence and inaction. The government, mired in political paralysis and corruption, failed to act. Today, years later, the scars remain. The investigation into the blast has been repeatedly stalled by political interference. At the site of the explosion, an 8-foot statue now stands, forged from the broken glass and twisted metal of the blast. It depicts a woman holding a sword high in memory of the 218 lives lost. At its base sits a clock, its hands frozen at 6:08 p.m., the moment time stopped for Beirut and for whom justice is still waiting.